So recently I posted a video on Instagram expressing that my opinion is alcoholism is not a disease. Obviously the comment section was just going off. 50-50 split divide. 50 saying yes, it is a disease. 50 saying absolutely is not a disease, right? And I wanted to further my education on why I do believe it is not a disease, right? And so I ordered this book, The Biology of Desire, by Mark Lewis, Why Addiction is Not a Disease. So that way I can further understand my belief in its entirety, because it's very easy to fall prey to headlines and just read them and be like, yep, right, alcoholism is a disease. And then you read that and you're like, yes, absolutely. Rather than collecting your own research and doing your own research and collecting your own data and having a better understanding as to what you believe and why you believe it. So I'm going to share with you 3 parts that I highlighted that really put it in perspective for people who might believe that it is an addiction. And I'm open to the comment section and people on this video giving me their opinions as well, because this is a learning experience and I'm very excited about this topic. So anyways, let's get to it. So, if addiction is a disease, then it should have a cause, a time, a course, and possibly a cure, or at least agreed upon a method for treatment, which means we hand it over to the professionals and let them take it from there, right? But is addiction really a disease? This book makes the case that it isn't. Addiction results rather from the motivated repetition of the same thought and behaviors until becoming habitual. Thus, addiction is learned, but is learned more deeply and often more quickly than most other habits due to narrowing tunnel of attention and attraction. And if you're looking for another book that talks about that specifically, Dopamine Nation, absolutely amazing. And what I like about that book is she gives real life examples from her real life patients, which he also does further in this book. Second thing that I was going to share is it is an idea that can be replaced, but not by shunning the biology of addiction, but by examining it more closely and then connecting it back to lived experiences. Medical researchers are correct that the brain changes with addiction, but the way it changes has to do with learning and development, not disease. Addiction can therefore be seen as developmental cascade, often foreshadowed by difficulties in childhood, always boosted by narrowing of perspective, with recurrent cycles of acquisition and loss. And I like this part because it's a lot about what Gabor Mate talks about, which do I have his book? Right here, Gabor Mate. When the body says no, but that's a horrible example. No, this one. The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate. And he talks about the same thing that Mark Lewis is saying here, right? That it is from difficulties in a childhood, right? Maybe not always childhood. Maybe it's some difficulties in a divorce or marriage or past relationships that led you astray. And now you're having a hard time understanding who you are. So it's natural to want to ease that pain and suffering with something that silences it, right? Which in this case would be alcohol or whatever your drug of choice is. Could be porn, could be food. And then the last thing I wanted to share was here. Trauma, whether social, psychological, or sexual, is a buzzword for early adversity. And post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is often found to underlie anxiety and depression. Substance abuse amongst those with PTSD is as high as 60 to 80%. And the rate of PTSD among substance abusers is 40 to 60%. Reason enough to believe that people that take drugs Reason enough to believe that people take drugs to relieve stress. Absolutely. Stress, pain, uncertainty, suffering. In fact, psychoactive drugs are well known to relieve anxiety, interrupt rumination, or brighten one's mood. Whether self-medication is considered or a choice or lucky at first, accident doesn't really matter. The point is that drugging and drinking make you feel better until they don't. A nasty side effect of addictive drugs is that addiction itself becomes a source of stress, often the major source of stress, especially when tolerance goes up, your bank account balance goes down, and withdrawal symptoms set in. I mean, that's reason enough for me, right? And the reason as to why I shared those 3 parts is because it really opens up your mind to the possibilities that maybe your beliefs on addiction being a disease can alter, can change along reading this, right? And I think that when people further their education and knowledge about a specific topic, it allows them to have confidence, which breeds competence. And when you are able to be in that state of mind, you're able to make your own conclusion. What do you actually believe? What do you not believe, right? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? I'm open to hear both. I'm welcoming them with open, warm arms. But if you would like to learn more about addiction, more about yourself, and figuring out how to get back to living a life worth living again, join my community. It's all women. We hop on 10 weekly calls. You'll have a series of journal prompts that will allow you to open your mind and go to those places that maybe you've locked down and don't even know how to open those up anymore, right? You've put feelings and thoughts into boxes that you're like, I don't even know where those boxes are. I don't know, where are they, in the attic? Are they in the basement? I have no freaking idea. But these journal series are going to allow you to open those parts of yourself up. And then lastly, the community. Obviously, you get so connected to the women who are in there because they are going through very similar, different, but similar situations. And it allows us to connect together and really get the help that it is we actually need. So if you're interested, click the link below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. What else do you do on YouTube? You like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment down below what you believe your opinion is. Is alcoholism a disease or is it not a disease? Let me know what your opinion is in the comment section.